Hi guys, and welcome to a new week's reading vlog. I am starting this on a Thursday because it is the start of October and the start of the Phoenix Writers Readathon. I'm so excited. It's a month-long readathon. I will leave my TBR linked down below. There are 5 tiers and that works out really well because there's 4 full weeks in October and then 1 4-day week. So I'm going to do basically a tier a week, which is this first week I think is going to be a little hard because there's only 4 days and 5 prompts. But to start, I don't know how I'm going to do it quite yet. I do need to finish 5 books, hopefully. And what it is that you can't go on to the next tier before you finish the first tier or the tier before it. First book that I'm reading is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco, which went towards read a book in your favorite genre. And I'm so excited. I'm so pumped. This is one of my most anticipated reads and I got an ARC off of NetGalley and I'm just so excited to read it. It has been very hyped. I know a lot of people have it on their October TBRs. I haven't seen anyone who has read it yet, so I'm very excited to pick it up. I don't know what to expect. And then the next book is going to be Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron, which was to read a book with a POC main character. That is almost 500 pages. That one I am the most worried about. Sorry, it's only 4 prompts, so that I would try either to finish it all on Friday, but it's almost 500 pages, so I'm gonna give myself Friday and Saturday and maybe try and read like a lot more than half of it on Friday so that when I only will have like 100 150 pages to read on Saturday, I can start Annie Rogue Will Do or Princess of the Silverwood, kind of depending on what I want to read. So that's kind of my plan. Pray for me. And you'll see by the end of this vlog if it worked out or not. It's going to. That is it for now. I am also listening to my audiobook, which is in tier 2, but I'm not planning on finishing it till I get to tier 2, and that is for read a book over 300 pages. I am listening to the audiobook of Mary Boleyn by Alison Weir. I'm going to try and listen to 2 hours of it a day at 3 times speed. That's about 40 minutes. And I'm already 2 hours and 20 minutes in, so I'm already ahead. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'm really fascinated by Mary Boleyn because I just don't know that much about her and I feel like she's got a terrible reputation. And I'm just really pumped to learn more about her as a person. So yeah, that's all I've got for you right now. I'm almost done with my lunch break. I am uploading my October TBR to YouTube right now. And yeah, so I'm gonna try and read to the end of my lunch break. I don't have much more left of it, but I will talk to you all later when I've got more thoughts on Kingdom of the Wicked. Hey guys, it is 9:45. I'm 52% of the way through Kingdom of the Wicked, and I'm enjoying it. It's a little amateurish, shall we say. Like, I'd expect this more from a debut author than an author who has a whole series under her belt. It's just like, okay, so this isn't a spoiler because it's literally in the synopsis, but the main character's sister dies and we only get like 2 scenes with this girl, and one of them she's playing a prank on her sister, so like you don't really root for her. Like, I wish we had more scenes of her being like a character that we want to like. Like, a good example of this would be like Crescent City, where we love Danica like right off the bat, and then when she dies it actually is sad. This, it was very like, okay, like bummer, but and then our main character is just so naive. She's just so naive. She makes some really stupid mistakes and decisions, and it's just like, she's just so naive to the world, even though her grandmother has been like telling her how the world really is, and there's witch hunters and they're witches and stuff. So it's like, this isn't a safe world, and something happened to her and her sister when they were like 8, but we don't know what. And it's like, okay, so something already bad has happened to you, so why are you like this? And her sister was the same way. And it's just, I think that they just made some really stupid decisions. And yeah, kind of annoying. And then everything has just been happening to our main character so easily. Like, she's like, I'm gonna summon a demon, and oh, next scene she does. Even though she had never done it before. She never even knew an incantation before. It all came from this one notebook, but she does it right off the bat. And oh, I'm gonna go fight this monster. She doesn't even know where it is. Well, all of a sudden she finds the monster and she fights it. And it's like, you are a, what, 17-year-old girl? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And like, can she at least struggle a little bit? I like the love interest. He's broody, demon, you know, bad boy sort of thing, which I'm always a sucker for. He's very snarky, which I love. And yeah, it's very different than Thomas Cresswell in her other series. This demon is literally like, if you didn't have a protection around you, I would snap your neck. And you're like, kind of valid. But yeah, and now I think their relationship is about to progress because something happened where now, I don't know what it is yet, but now they're kind of connected. And so bring on the pining and the angst. I love it. But yeah, so it's okay. Right now it's probably about like a 3.25 out of 5 stars, maybe 3.5, which is such a bummer. I wanted to like it so much more. I wanted it to be like a 5 out of 5 stars, and it's not. It's definitely not going to be. There's no way. So yeah, I'm gonna chat with you all later once I finish the book. Hi guys, it's 11:40 and I just finished Kingdom of the Wicked. And I liked the second half a lot more than the first half. The romance was so good. It was so just like steamy. And this is a bit, in every other way, it's just as YA as her other series. But in the romance, it is a bit more adult. And they don't have sex, but it gets steamy. And I want the second book now. I'm really excited to see where it goes. I hope that the love interest is still the love interest, because I really liked their dynamic and I really like the love interest. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna give it, on Goodreads I'm gonna give it a 4, but I think like in actuality it's probably a 3.75. Because the first half was definitely more of a 3, but then the second half was more of a 4. And so I think 3.75. But I'm really happy with the second half. I flew through the second half. I didn't put it down. Usually I like mark Goodreads every 10% just because it gives me like a 5-minute break. But this, I didn't mark it after like, well, 50% and then 70%. And then I just read to the end. I like couldn't put it down. So it was really fun. I recommend it. It was a very fun, fast-paced, great romance read. So next I'm going to be reading Kingdom of Souls by Raina Barron, which goes towards read a book by a POC author slash have a book with a POC main character. One that two, and is for the prompt getting to know everyone or something like that. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. I'm a little nervous because the only review I've ever really seen of it was Jade from JD Ray Reads, and she didn't really like it. But it's under 500 pages. I should definitely be able to finish it in 2 days. Hopefully most of it tomorrow, because then, or all of it. I mean, you know, if I can read all of it tomorrow, that would be awesome, because I still have 2 more books after that. So we'll see. But other than that, I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm really pleased with the book. The second half was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, so I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Hello everyone. It's Friday, thank God. And I am 190 pages into Kingdom of Souls, and I don't like it at all. Yeah, I really don't like it. I don't like where it's going. I don't like what's happening. It's all just making me very uncomfortable, and it's just bad. I'm really sick of like bad parents. I'm really sick of that trope where parents will screw over their kids and screw over their loved ones to get what they want. And like, I understand her motivation, but I don't understand why she has to go this far. And every choice any character has made in this book has been bad, and it really annoys me. And it doesn't even seem to make any sort of difference. Like, our main character trades years of her life away for magic. It's in the synopsis. This isn't a spoiler, but nothing comes of it. And it's just like, okay, so she lost years and nothing's happening. And it's just bad. I don't like it. The writing is really amateur, and it's just, I don't know. I just feel like the characters aren't fleshed out. The plot is kind of there, and it's just, and then another thing that I hate as a trope is when a character is like, no, I would never do this thing. I would never do that. And then one little thing happens and they're like, I have to do it. There's no other way. And you're just like, are you effing kidding me? Like, you've been saying this is against your values. You promised everyone under the sun that you wouldn't do this. And now one little thing happens and now, oh, you're throwing it all away and you have to do it. And it's just absurd. And I really don't like it. So Jade from JD Ray Reads was right. And I kind of want to DNF this and pick up maybe a graphic novel that has a person of color or LGBTQ+. I'm gonna look into it because honestly, this is just kind of making me really angry and really annoyed. And I'm just not liking it. So, yep, I'm gonna look on Hoopla a little bit. I think Goldie Vance, our main character, I think Goldie's somewhat a person of color. I cannot remember. I'm gonna look into that because I know her mom was white, but I don't remember what her dad was because she's drawn with a darker skin tone, but I don't know if that's because she lives on the beach and she's just supposed to be depicted as tan, or if she actually has like a darker skin tone. So I might not do Goldie Vance. I'll look into it because this book is just not doing it for me. It's just, yeah, really not doing it for me, which is very sad, and I'm very bummed. If I find a graphic novel, that means I'll definitely be able to finish it tonight, and I'll have 2 days to finish my other 2 books. So that is a plus. All right, I'll talk to you all later. Hi guys, it's Saturday. And I didn't update anymore yesterday because I watched a bunch of Lucifer and I finished season 3 and I had to just watch the next episode of season 4. If you've seen it, you'll know why. And so then it was by like midnight that I finally picked up Goldie Vance volume 4, but I did, and I finished it and I enjoyed it. Volume 3 is definitely still my favorite, but this one was really good. And I realized I'm stupid because yes, Goldie's definitely a person of color. Her dad has a darker skin tone and she's gay. So fit both criteria, which was either a person of color or a person in the LGBTQ+ community. So boom. I feel like Goldie had a lot of character development in this volume, especially compared to the others. The first couple ones, I don't really think she'd had character development, but in these last 2, she definitely has. So I did enjoy it. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, maybe 3.25. I hope you like my mug, gulp. And then today I picked up Any Rogue Will Do. I'm 52% the way through and I'm really enjoying it. It is very steamy. Nothing has happened yet, but it's definitely getting close. Our main character is like taking autonomy and she's like, no, I'll ask him. And she's like, I want to have sex, so we're gonna do it if he's into it. And I just really like that, especially in a character because it's a historical romance. So during this time, it's men make the first move, but I am really liking it. I really like our main character, whose name, of course, I can't think of right now. But I think she's really great. I think Charlotte, her name's Charlotte. And she just is like a really awesome woman who just wants to rule the house. She's like, yeah, I just want a husband who will like be away in the city a lot and I can just rule our country estate. And I'm like, you know what you want, girl, and I love it. And our main love interest, Ethan, is delicious. I think he's amazing. I'm so ready for them to finally, like, you know, go further in their relationship. And it is just a lot of fun, but I am going to give you a better synopsis. So it is 7 years after Charlotte's coming out ball or coming out season. And unfortunately, in that coming out season, she was interested in Ethan and he asked to call on her one day, but then her dad scared him off and drunkenly he said some really mean things about her to his friends, who then took it to the papers. And so this whole description of her was sent throughout London, and so everyone knew like what this guy thought of her. And so she kind of stopped doing her London season. She never went back. And then it ended up not just being because of that. Stuff happened. Her mom died and stuff. So she just stayed away from London. But she's back. and she has made a deal with her dad that if she's able to find a husband by the start of the season, he won't force her to marry this guy. And so she re-meets Ethan, and he apologizes, and she realizes that he's not that bad of a guy. He's really changed. And so they come to an agreement to have a fake betrothal for a reason that I won't talk about. But that's all in the synopsis, basically. So I'm gonna say that they come to an agreement to have a fake betrothal for a month, I wanna say, maybe 3 weeks. They never really specified exactly how long. But now they're at his estate somewhere in the countryside where there's no onlookers, and I'm just like, yes. Yes. The only person as her chaperone is her godmother, who's like super awesome, or her aunt, or both, who's super awesome. She just wants her to be happy, and she knows about that it's fake and stuff, but she's still like, hey, he's kind of everything you want, you know, he likes you, and he would do anything for you. Why not just marry him? Yeah, so she definitely is into them. And Charlotte is against marrying for love because her parents were married for love, and it kind of ruined her dad when her mom died. And she's just like, nope. She's like, I just want a marriage where he'll let me basically do whatever I want. And I'm like, it's all you should want from a marriage, honestly. But overall, I am really liking it. I'm so excited to keep reading. We do have a dinner party to go to tonight, and then I have to go back to my dad's. Like tonight. So no wine for me, which is good. Don't drink and drive, people. And I am going to read as much as I can, but I think we only have about an hour before we have to go. My Kindle says I have about 2 hours left in the book, so I'm gonna read as much as I can before I have to get ready. And I'll show you my outfit then, because I got these boots that are so friggin' cute. I don't like cowboy boots. I don't know, something about them I just really don't like. And I live and grew up in the West, and so it's like kind of the stereotypical cowboy hat, cowboy boots, and I just never liked it. And I think it's because I never wanted to conform to anything out here. But I got these shoes that are so cute and so pretty, and they kind of look like cowgirl boots. I'm in a little bit in denial about it, but once I'm dressed, I will show you, because I love them. I'm kind of obsessed with them. I'm so into them. But yeah, so I will chat with you all then. But that might just be a quick clip of like, here's what I'm wearing, and I'll chat with you all once I finish the book. So far, I'm really, really liking it. I think the relationship is about to take a turn, which 50% of the way through, that makes sense. And I am pumped. I'm ready for it. But overall, I am really liking the story. I love the characters, and the writing is also really good. And I did find a lot of people in these older, like olden time books give the characters ridiculous accents and like speak weird, but like here it makes sense because he's Scottish. And so when he says like ta, do this, and you know, like T's are like taken out, kind of Cockneyish, but Scottish. But usually that annoys me, because it's just, I'm like, okay, like really, like do you have to, it's just stop. Why don't just write normally? But this I like, and they're not saying like thy and thou and stuff, because I've read a couple and DNF them where they literally said like thy and, you know, old English, and I'm just like, oh no, you know, please stop, because that just drives me crazy. Unless it's Shakespeare or written during that time, why are you doing this? But here it's part of his character, and I'm all for it. Oh, and bummer, my library was closed. Usually it's closed, or usually it's open on Saturdays, but I think with COVID their hours have changed. They just didn't update the internet, and so I can't get Princess of the Silverwoods, but that's like my TBR for tomorrow. So I looked through my Goodreads TBR and just books, and then I decided, like, then all the books that are like older on my TBR aren't like on any of these library apps. But I'm blabbering. I'm going to go back to reading Any Rogue Will Do, and then I will chat with you all later. All right, here's my outfit. I've got this braid down to this, down, and here's my shoes. I love them. They've got flowers painted on them or sewn into them. They're freshly painted. And they're just so pretty. I'm obsessed. But yeah, this is what I'm wearing tonight. And I will probably talk to you all either when I finish the book or tomorrow. Bye. Hi guys, it is 10 and I finished Any Rogue Will Do, and I did end up really enjoying it. Did fall into a couple of cliches, but you know what? We like those cliches. So it was fun. I'm gonna give it a 4 because anything above is kind of reserved for like my favorite Tessa Dares since she is my favorite historical romance author. But overall, I did really like this and I suggest reading it when it comes out. I think October 15th. But I am definitely going to pick up the sequel when it comes out next year about his best friend. I kind of wish it was about his best friend's sister because she seems super cool, but she's also young. So maybe a later book in the series will be about her. I'd love that. But I did end up really, really liking it. And then I'm going with Read the Oldest Book on Your Reread TBR. I have wanted to reread this for years because I read this and then didn't pick up Siege and Storm until like 2 years later. And I had debated on rereading this before reading Siege and Storm, but I didn't. So this has been on my TBR for probably about 6 years. And that is out of the video of books I want to reread, this has definitely been there the longest. So this is what I'm going to read. It's only 358 pages, which really surprised me. So I think I'm going to read some of this before bed and then focus on this tomorrow. I like to kind of split up my e-reading and have some physical books in between. So like next week, the first book on my TBR is A Golden Fury, which is an ARC. So it's an e-ARC. So I'm going to have my Kindle for that. So I thought that I would split that up with a physical book. Oh, this is what I am picking up next. My cat is being such a nuisance. Yeah, that's you. That's you. But this is what I'm going to pick up next, and I will chat with you all tomorrow. Hi guys, it's Sunday, and I wanted to give you an update on Shadow and Bone. So before I went to bed, I was able to read 100 pages really, really fast, and I'm now 200 pages into this. So I've got 150 pages left, and I'm going to try and sit out here and finish it. But I'm actually liking it more the second time, which I was not expecting. I'm reading through it a lot faster than the first time, but it's still kind of average. You know, it's definitely classic, stereotypical YA, and I still like the magic system. I still like the world, but yeah, and the Darkling is not as swoony and mysterious as I remember him being. Like right now I'm just kind of like meh on him, when the first time I read it I was like super into him. So yeah, I'm gonna read this and I'll check in with you probably later tonight, or at least once I finish it. Hi guys, it's 9:40 and I finished Shadow and Bone. I finished this earlier, like right after I updated you. I sat down and finished it, and I liked it more this time, which I was not expecting at all. I definitely expected to like it a lot less, even though it's Leigh Bardugo, so I knew it wasn't bad. I don't know, I guess I just let what I felt the first time and a lot of people's feelings on it kind of cloud me, but I enjoyed it. I still am not the biggest fan of Mal. I like the Darkling a lot less this time, probably just because I know he's the villain, but he's also super suspicious. Like reading it, I was like, yeah. But then like the first time I was just like, oh, the bad boy, you know? But I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.75, 4 out of 5 stars. I really like the idea, and I love the magic system, and I love the world. So like, yeah, it was just a good time. I'm really happy I read it. Now, for the rest of the night, I'm going to watch Lucifer and probably cry, because I've just been feeling very emotional about this show. I'm on season 4. So something happened in season 3, and if you've seen it, you'll know what that I sobbed my eyes out at, and now I just get like I'm so emotional watching this friggin' show. But let's wrap up my week. So let's wrap up my few days. This is gonna be very short. I'm sure this vlog is just gonna, I say that every time though, and it ends up not even being that short. But the first book I read was for Tier 1 Prompt 1 Welcome Wagon. Read a book in your favorite genre, and I went with Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco, which I gave a 3.75 out of 5 stars. Then Get to Know Everyone. Read an LGBT or POC main character, and I went with Goldie Vance Volume 4, which has both, and I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Learn history or mythology, read a historical fiction novel or a retelling, and I went with Any Rogue Will Do by Bethany Bennett, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And then for the last prompt, clean the stables, what is a book that's been on your TBR for the longest? I went with a reread, and it has been on my reread TBR for many years. I think I read it in like 8th or 9th grade, and then I've been wanting to reread it for a long time, and that was Shadow and Bone, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars, at least on Goodreads. I am in the middle of Mary Boleyn, but that's okay because it is a tier 2 prompt to incubate the egg, read a book over 300 pages, and I am really enjoying that one. And I hope you all enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you soon with another video.